Oh, what's up, Dario? An ice flavored card. That's one of my least favorites. Did you see this new settings window? It's pretty nifty. Now for Paladin flavor, which is the most boring thing in existence. Choose between 20 words that are identically named. Crusader's Might, Blade of Wrath, Holy Prism, Seraphim, Crusade. I'll just call it Raise Spirits, because it raises either the attack or health. think I actually have some decent art for this card that's like someone giving a speech. Yeah, this one should be good. Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find art for this card. Or the source, I mean. I've looked online and there's just a lot of Pinterest posts. Oh man, the Witchwood was so good. Okay, well I'm going with this. It's a more expensive but flexible inner fire for Paladin. Oh my gosh, it is really hot out. Maybe I do need to design a ice flavored card. I'm gonna turn my fan off real quick. Alright, I'll top down an ice card because I just don't like designing freeze cards, freeze related cards. How about that? Ice Crown Delight. I think Krowski is the art source of this. Obviously not the hand, but the edit. How about that? Could even do restore 5 health to a character. Brain freeze. And the Reddit title will be Give It a Lick. Like that. Wait, this isn't a live pop, what's it called? Popsicle. I feel like Ice Crown Delight has a better ring. Oh, you're working outside? Are you watching the stream right now? How are you doing that? It's impressive. Ooh. How much health does Regenerate restore? And Regenerate restores 3 health. That's in a class. Can Wi-Fi? Are you on your phone? It's impressive. Should probably restore 4 health. Well, that's cool. I can't believe you're wasting your phone battery for that. Ancestral healing? Yeah. But Murabi synergy. And it can go face, so, and it can go to enemies, so I think this is fair. I think the flexibility of this card makes it fair to make it 4 health. You have a travel battery? Oh, that's cool. Are you working hard or hardly working? Oh my gosh, I just bumped my desk. Hopefully that Ice Crown Delight should cool you off. I want to try 4 mana 4/4. Battle Cry. I didn't stream yesterday. Pretty tired. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting a little bit burnt out, but I think I can push through and finish the month. I counted up, I think I'm at like 220 cards, so in another 7 or 8 days, we should hit 300. And then I'll do like a couple streams to finish up reviewing and, I don't know, just reflection stuff. And then hopefully I'll still stream the rest of the summer, just won't be as frequent. What was I saying though? Oh yeah, wait, hold on. I want to make a 5 mana 5/5 neutral epic that just says your next spell, the next spell you cast costs 5. And just make it a Naga. Look at how cool this Naga art looks. The Naga nerf? It's like a 1.5 years old at this point. They kind of killed the card too much in my opinion. I don't know, I think they could have handled it a bit better. I feel like Nagas have very cool like names that they could potentially have. There's like so many different tribes and stuff like that. Riplash, Slitherblade, Spitelash, Spite Scale, Vile Scale, Wrathfin. There's so many. Well, so Dario, I don't know if you remember, but the reason that the deck became strong is because they streamlined the way that the cost interaction worked. It previously didn't work like that. The whole point of the decks becoming strong were that was because Blizzard made a change to streamline some cost interactions and make them consistent. And so they couldn't just go back on their word, and the cost change was for the better, so like that part had to stay. Yeah, I don't know if you knew, but yeah. Myrmidon. Spellspear Myrmidon. Tell me that's not a cool name. I feel like the art is probably slightly not fitting because it's like a pretty brute looking Naga, and the effect is more like spell-y. But come on, it's such a cool art. And also, I think this art is modified by Krowski again. He put a background on it. I think this is official Naga concept art, so I'm kind of hard to find art credit, but that probably is good. And I think it's pretty balanced. Cool. Prep coin. Oh god. Okay, and then I wanted to also make a card called like Picky Eater or something. Maybe that's not a good name, but like Battle Cry. I think I'm dropping frames. Okay, I think we're back. Battlecry, your opponent can only play cards of one type next turn. So that means if they play a spell, they can only play spells for the rest of the turn. If they play a minion, they can only play minions for the rest of the turn. If they play a weapon, they can only play weapons. If they play hero card, they can only play hero cards. Kind of want to make this one a Naga too, to be honest. Nah, and then change the flavor from Picky Eater. Could make this card a reference to Naga Ball, which was mentioned by the Slithering Archer card from League of Explorers Adventure. Call it Naga Ball Referee. It's kind of funny. Make it an LOE card. Seems fair. It's not like a super strong upside, and it is only a 3-mana 4/3, so I think it's kind of neat. This is official art by Mark Abadir. Okay, I kind of want to top down a card now. Hunter spell with this art. Regal Journey or something like that. Maybe bring back a Joust effect. March of the Elec. Yes, I like that too. What about draw a card that costs more than this for each card in your hand that costs less than this? Yeah, Alex, yeah. It's very similar to that Beast Evolutionary Link card that we made. As much as I think this is a kind of cool effect, I'm gonna go for it. Actually, I think it's cool. I was about to say maybe we shouldn't go for it because it feels too similar to another card we made, but I think it's pretty cool. So, oh my gosh, there is like an extreme lack of high quality scans of Warcraft TCG cards. It's like so hard to find the artist for cards because all the scans of the cards are like just so awful. Okay, it's by Rubba Duck, apparently. That's literally the artist credited. Call it Regal March. Okay, now I have another dumb idea for a card. It's a warrior spell. Oh, I didn't like that. Hold on, I have to find a better art anyway. Looking for an elite Tarn Chieftain art. I think I've got a good one. There we go. Dead Man's Band. Shuffle a copy of your minions into your deck. They cost 0. Oh, now this is really similar to that plot hole card that we made, actually. How can we differentiate it from that, that plot hole warlock card? Could just be a 0 mana rare version that only affects minions. This is probably too much fuel though. Warrior's kind of already at a annoyingly amount of fuel. Espionage and Pocket Galaxy. I agree. Okay, I mean we're bound to have similar cards. after having been making so many on the stream, so we'll just go with this. This art is by Kat Kazhina. Alright, see ya, Dario. Thanks for dropping by. Oh man, Rusticon's theme is really different. Wow, I never realized how different it was. I think a druid choose one card. Maybe. Oh, I have an idea for a card, actually. You choose one, add a wild growth or excess mana to your hand. It's a bit DIY, but maybe it can even be like a 2/3. Okay, I think this art is of Lunara, but it's really high quality, so I want to use it. It's by Valeria Stiajkina. Surplus. Something. Horticulturist. I made a card called that once, but I think it's a cool name. Definitely a bit on the strong side, but I still don't think a 3-minute 2/3 draw card is good enough for Druid decks right now. No, wait. Nah. Why is it dumb? Sorry, I already hit crate, Scorp. What's dumb about it? That's fine. Not every choose one card needs to have a choice every time at every stage in the game. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Your goal with a choose one card is not to always make an interesting choice, nor is it to make both choices have a 50% chance of being picked. A good choose one card is flexible. That's all the mechanic needs to do. Yeah, well, go poop emoji yourself, okay? Scorp, you see the new settings menu in Hearth cards? You can make unholy abominations like, what do I type in here? Battle cry, draw a card. How big can I make this? Give it a, yeah. Yeah, same, but still, Alright, this is our next card for the stream. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Tell me that's not beautiful. Oh, the fact that you can make this just makes me happy. Picasso. Thank you. Dude, I made this really weird card today. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. Cursed. This battle cry. Add 2 coins to your mana tray. Your cards that cost 2 or less cost coins this game. I'd probably call it gold, actually, because coins are already a pretty established thing. So basically, it's 4 mana 3/3, gain 2 empty mana crystals. It can only be used to play cards that cost 2 or less. It's basically a form of alternate currency. It could say add 2 red mana to your mana tray. Your cards that cost 2 or less cost red mana this game. Yes, Scorp, but I don't know if my intent was it to actually occupy space in your mana tray, both to make the card more interesting, but also to prevent UI limitations. So you can only have 10 mana or gold. You know what I mean? And as much as I hate the Bartender Bob meme, I think I'm gonna make this card called Bartender Bob because it's like the only fitting. It's like the only fitting effect, art flavor. I kind of want to make this card. This is probably the wackiest card we've made on stream. Zoo decks are just generally just decks that don't run cards that cost 10 or more mana, or 9 or 10 mana. It doesn't replace regular mana. You gain the mana. It prevents you from gaining 10 mana crystals. You would have 8 plus 2. You know what I mean? So if you play this on turn 4, next turn you'll have a total of 7 mana to spend. It's just that 2 of it has to be spent on cards that cost 2 or less. Seems too powerful. Yeah, we can mess with the balance. Scorp, like I said, I think it's for decks that don't run cards that cost 9 or 10, which is, I don't think it's a huge ask. Cheese, what would you do to balance this card? I think 4 mana has to stay, because I think that's a pretty good spot to play it at. I think 3 mana might be gaining you too much mana too early. I think 5 mana might be too useless, a little too late. And I think that I don't want to mess with the 2 gold, because adding just 1 gold feels like worthless. And so I think the two numbers on the card text have to stay. So I think we could just mess with the stats, right? Yeah, but Scorp, then like I might use your second part of the wording, but when you type replace instead of gain, like, yeah, you have to make the card overstatted because it's just bad. Yeah. It's not a huge issue. I might steal your second part of the wording. I think I just have to decrease this guy's stats probably. Also, the weird thing about your wording is that it implies that maybe cards that cost 2 or less can still be paid with mana. Alright, see you, Scorp. Thanks for dropping by. So, Cheese, do you think I should just decrease the stats? I think that's the only way I can kind of preserve the card. So maybe like a 4 mana 2/3. I think that 4 mana 3/3 might not even be that broken, honestly. Because you're gaining 2 mana crystals, but you're still gaining them pretty late. Turn 4 is pretty late. For like a zoo deck or an aggro deck, by turn 5, 6, you're already mostly able to play everything you want to play. You know what I mean? No, it doesn't die afterwards. It's permanent. Do you get what I'm saying about the balance of this card? Maybe 4 mana 2/3 is a bit better. I think 6 bit strong at 3/3. Okay, well, 2/3. I'm fine with 2/3. I probably wouldn't go much lower because, yeah. So yeah, one of the wackiest cards we've made, but I think it doesn't actually have that many hidden rules. The only hidden rule is that you can't gain 10 mana, really, because of the mana trail on the Holy 10. I think it's a nice little self-contained alternate currency, though, if that makes any sense. We'll top down a card with this art. I think it's a pretty cool art. Definitely warrior. I feel like I made a lot of warrior spells recently. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna choose a different art to top down. It's a great art though. Oh, this art is by Alex Lau. It's very cool, but like, it just kind of sucks that Kindly Grandmother is like already this exact flavor. It's a pretty like cool flavor, like Worgen Big Bad Wolf, but like Kindly Grandmother is literally 100% the flavor of this card, and Kindly Grandmother was already a really well designed card, so like I don't want to try to top it. Oh wow! Did you use the all the snip snap stuff? I still haven't. I still have only beat it with one class. I beat it with gosh, I think it was Warlock. Cause like Rena Lock was already a good deck. I might have cheesed it with something else though. Also, I made this really crappy deck. It's not a completely original idea. It's a combo mage deck with Clockwork Automaton and what's it called? Fire something eater, daring fire eater, something like that, and Luna's Pocket Galaxy. And it's so bad, but it's really fun. I was like almost thinking about streaming Hearthstone just to stream that deck because it's so much fun. It's so bad though. Yeah, I know. I posted like so much. Yeah, I was actually about to wonder if you saw that, but like the victories are so satisfying. Like your opponent will have like just like 50 stats on the board, or like be like you're at like 1 health and you just hit him with it. It's really fun. I want to top down, but I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's like a mermaid fisher. I don't want to do this one. It's good art. I like it. I just don't want to do it right now. I'm just looking through my arts, trying to pick a cool one to top down. What about a card called Snake Charmer with this art? Battle Cry, summon a 1/1 snake. Give your 1 attack minions poisonous. This guy probably shouldn't have 1 attack. Off flavor. Okay. What about the first time this is attacked? Summon 3/1/1 snakes. Portable snake trap. What is that a reference logo? Are you talking about my card or is it just like an ominous quote? Welcome, by the way. It's the Ancient One quote? What? I've never heard this Ancient One quote because it's so bad. Wait, I actually kind of like this one. 3 mana 1/5. First time it's attack, summon 3/1/1 snakes. Because like your opponent can like choose when to attack it. They can also just kill it with spells. It's kind of similar to Imp Master. That text box. Throw a minion in there for text box padding. This art is by Griffith Studios. Well, one interesting is enough for me. How much stats is this? This is 3 mana 4/8. Wow. Except a 3 mana 1/5 is pretty bad. So. If you leave Imp Master alone, that card is pretty bad. So, and this is very vulnerable to AoE and spells. So, I'm gonna go with this. Alright, we'll go one more card for the day and then we'll do some reviews. Snake Hunter activate. Collab stream win. Scorp comes on the stream from time to time, but he's been pretty busy. It would just be a matter of planning it, I think. I'd have to find someone, plan a time with them. I think we could do it for maybe some of the end review, going over the cards, to get some second thoughts on the design opinions, stuff like that. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Someone made this really cool card recently. It was like, cast a copy of all secrets in your hand. Is that you, logo? Is that you in Nagor? Or is it someone else in Nagor? It's so cool. I wanna make something similar to this. This card is very cool because it just like works. It just works so well. And it like, this card alone breeds a new type of paladin deck, which is very neat. Maybe just like 3 mana 1/1 Pied Piper, but like a better name. Battlecry, summon a copy of all 1-cost minions in your hand. Yeah, geez, that's what I was saying. I knew it was from Logo and Nogor, so I just didn't know who made it. Line drop copy. I was more thinking about the effect at this point, not the text box yet. Because I don't know. Oof, that didn't actually do much. I like the previous version better. I don't know actually if this is that cool. Maybe it's fine. Okay, got 1/3. I kind of want to keep with the low attack theme. Well, the 1 theme. Yeah. Like a low-key priest support card. This art is always fantastic. I don't need to call it Pied Piper, but some bard flavor. Is this dumb to call this man from Gilneas? There once was a man from Gilneas. Or just like Manfred Gilneas. That's kind of funny, right? Found me better art. Are you trying to tell me this art's not good? Is it in voice text chat? You pinged me. Yes, okay. I like that art for Pied Piper, but this art is like so high quality. Okay, I'm going with Manfred Gilneas because of how dumb it is, and then I'm putting it in Witchwood because that's like the Gilneas, I guess. This art is by Care-Tat on DeviantArt. 5 stars. What about from your hand instead of in your hand? Summon a copy of all 1-cost minions from your hand. How did you guys word it? I feel like in your hand is probably better. In from doesn't matter. Okay. Well, I'll go with from then because I think it spaces out the text box a bit nicer. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm good with this card. It actually kind of feels like something Blizzard would print. Okay, cool. Alright, let's real quick go over the cards today, and then I'll do some card reviews. Raised Spirits is a more flexible, but more expensive inner fire to Petting Zoo Hunter. What? I don't know what that deck is. A lot more flexible, more expensive inner fire for Paladin. Ice Crown Delight is freeze shaman support ? A little bit of heal, flexible. Yeah. Oh yeah, the 1-cost hunter. Oh yeah, that's cool actually. I didn't really think about that, but yeah. Yep, that Krowski art. This is also Krowski art. He photoshopped the background in. Freeze shaman support. Shh. No freeze shaman support. It's like, I didn't intend it for it to be that. This is spooky, yeah. But there's not a ton of proactive high cost spells. That's a pretty common thing. What art is this? Morgul theme? What the heck? Yeah, this card might be a bit strong, but we can mess with it. Mess with the balance. Doesn't need to be 5 mana. Naga Ball Referee is a slight tech card. Not really. It's just kind of like a restrictive opponent card. Yeah, the thing is that Arcane Tyrant requires you to pay up front for the cost of the spell, so you could drop Spell Spear on turn 5 and then Fireball next turn, or Doom Ripper or whatever it's called. Those are the only two like practical proactive spells that I can think of off the top of my head, but yeah. Regal March is a really funky hunter draw card, a bit similar to one we made previously, but I think it's kind of cute. Dead Man's Band I'm not a fan of, but here it is. It's a Dead Man's Hand copy, which is just like that plot hole card we made. Horticulturist is a flexible druid card, allows you to gain mana or draw a card. Yep, not much to say there. Bartender Bob is one of the craziest cards we made on stream. It adds an alternate resource to the game, gold, which exists in your mana tray, and then you can pay with cards using gold. Snake Charmer is Snake Trap, but on a minion. Reminds me of like Imp Master and a couple other cards, which I always enjoyed playing with, so this card's a bit biased towards me, but there you go. Manfred Gilneas is a final card, inspired by Logo's card which casts a copy of all secrets from your hand. So this summons all copy of all 1-cost minions from your hand. I think it can work in a variety of classes, encourages you to hold on to these 1-cost minions for a big bonus. So yeah. Also, I didn't realize that Toxmonger and the Lynx card worked well together, but they do, so that's cool. It is, but it works well with the Lynx card, that's what I'm saying. The fill your hand with Rush Lynx is... I had a golden one of those that I disenchanted because I knew I was never going to put it in any deck. Wow, I gave this star a 0-star flavor rating. Wow. Alethess the Bloodlock. Battlecry. This game, your cards cost health and mana but have lifesteal. I'm going to give this a 2-star. Actually, I'll give it a 3-star because it's a Battlecry instead of a starter game. It just scales really weirdly. And might be too much heal. You'd have to playtest this card a lot. Balance, I'm going to give it a 1-star because it's potentially unbalanceable. Wow, the Mecha Drax theme is weird. Flavor gets a 1 because it's just generic. Oh, it doesn't get a 0. It's not that bad. Change Stance gets a 0. For design, it probably gets a 2 because it's dumb and bad and I don't like it. And it's very useless. It's just like, how do you use this card? I don't know. Balance gets a 1 because it's poorly balanced. Death Ranger Kira. If you can't play any cards in your hand, your hero power costs 1 and is repeatable this turn. I'm gonna give this a 5. I think it's very cool. Oh, logo, that makes it so much worse, I think. I think this card is just very interactive. Not with your opponent. I guess so. Interactive is not the right word, but it makes you think in a really good way and allows for some really cool plays. For balance, it gets a 1. I think it gets a 2. I think it's balanceable. And for flavor, it gets a 1 because it's just generic. Foie gras greaser. I guess I'll give it a 2 for flavor because it's a bit flavorful. Foie gras is like, I don't know how I'm pronouncing that right, but it's like a very rich, like, animal liver or something like that. And so he's feeding your minions, but they cost 1 more because they're paying this for this expensive food. I think it gets a 3-star balance or design because it's a chef. Yeah, I know. So this, I think Blizzard will print this eventually. So that's why I'm giving it a 3-star. Because if I was to give this 2-star, which is what I kind of think it should be, because I don't think it's that fun of a card, it needs to be a 6-3. Oh my gosh, come on. Everyone hates Foreign Greaser. We're not bringing that back. But anyway, I think Blizzard will print this eventually. I don't think it's that interesting of a card. I think it's a 2-star in terms of like how fun it actually is to play, but I think it's a realistic card, which is why I'm giving it a 3. And for balance, I think it gets a 2. I know it's a Worgen. I know it fits perfect. Last Line Defender. Probably shouldn't be a rare. Probably should not be a rare. I'm going to give it a 4 and a 2 for flavor because I think the flavor is pretty intricate and cool. And for balance, I'm also going to give it a 2. I think it's a pretty cool card. I think it produces pretty interesting gameplay. It kind of like works against itself in a good way where like it's a big warrior card that prevents you from running cards that are too big because otherwise you're not going to be able to get all of them out of your hand, basically. This song is so good. This is like my favorite card. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite song from the Hearthstone soundtrack. Chrono Visionary, battle card. The next spell that you cast this turn that isn't currently in your hand costs 3 less. You think it's weird? I was gonna give it a 4 or 5-star. I think it's really cool. It kind of fits in like Ungora, basically. So like, if you draw, generate, any of that stuff, which Mage does do a lot of, even like Twin Spell, I think it technically works with. What is Mage's other Twin Spell? Oh, Conjur's Calling. Oh god. Anyway. I think it's pretty easy to get value of this card, and it's not like too strong, because Mage, it's a 4-mana 3/5, so like, it has to do something pretty cool for Mage to run it. For balance, I'll give it a 2 because there's a lot of numbers that can be tweaked. And for flavor, it gets a 1 because it's just generic. Reload gets a 1 for flavor. I'm gonna give it a 4-star for design. I think it works really well just in Hunter, and it's very flavorful to the way that Hunter wants to be dealing damage to the opponent or using their hero power, etc. I think it's like, I don't know, I think it just fits very well in Hunter. For balance, I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a 3 actually. I think it's perfectly balanced. Okay, Surefire Sniper has 1 attack, not 2, because like this is just better than Hench Clan Sneak, which is already kind of seeing play. So maybe even like 3 health. Either way, this gets like a 2 for balance because it's balanceable. I just like completely neglected that Hench Clan Sneak existed when I made this card. For design, I think it gets a 2 because it's not that fun. Actually, I think it gives a 3 because it calls back to Shade of Naxxramas, which people I think liked a little bit. Pseudo Shade of Nax. Yep, that was part of my inspiration for making the card. And for flavor, it gets a 1. Hench Clan Sneak is not bad. I think there's some mage decks that are running it, right? I know it's not super strong, but probably shouldn't just like super power creep it. Victory Feast feels weird as a common. Kind of has a weird flavor. Okay, flavor, give it a 1 because whatever, it's fine. It makes sense. Balance, I think it gets a 2 because it's balanceable. I'm gonna give it a 2-star design though. I just don't think it's that interesting. I would have liked this better in Shaman probably, but someone dissuaded me from Shaman because it works with Wind Fury. Discount Dracula needs to have different wording, and so it shouldn't say most expensive, it should say highest cost. The flavor gets like a 0 because it's just a dumb pun name, let's be real. Actually, I'll give it a 1, whatever. Yeah, the completely unbiased Shaman player logo is saying, put it in Shaman. Just kidding. Design for Discount Dracula, shut. It just doesn't feel that impactful. I feel like it almost doesn't need to be legendary. I want to give it a 2 or a 3. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to give it a 2 because it's not at its best iteration. It could be a 3. For balance, I'm going to give it a 2 because I think it's fine. Crank Up Crew. I think I'm going to give this a 2 for flavor. I think I'm going to give it a 4 for design. And a 1 for balance because it's never going to be able to be playable. It basically, like, you play it, next turn it has 1 attack. The next turn after that, it has Wind Fury. The next turn after that, it has 3 attacks, then Mega Wind Fury, etc. So that doubling card was never playable, so this will never be playable. But I will say, actually, I'll give it a 2 for balance because I think it's okay if this card is not balanced. I think the goal of the balance of this card is not to be playable necessarily, but to be playable enough that the type of player who wants to play with it will enjoy playing with it. I don't remember Miniature Gunner logo, unfortunately. Apathetic Broker, I think it gets a 4 for design. It's a bit hard to understand how to use, but I think it has a fairly cool effect. For balance, I'm gonna give it a 1 probably because I think it's hard to use, or it's hard to like balance between the 2 different effects. I think this is probably the best case scenario, but there's a chance that one of them is really bad or really worse than the other one. And for flavor, I think Apathetic Broker is a bit too on the nose to be considered good flavor, so I'm gonna give it a 1. For Voon's Goon, I'm gonna give it a 1. It's just whatever. For design, I'm gonna give it a 3. For some reason, it feels like something at the end of this turn game after this attacks twice. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Logo. Sounds like it'd be a lot of text on that card. I wonder how they fit it. Voon's Goon like somehow feels like something a warrior wouldn't get, like something they wouldn't have access to. But I think it's a very Hearthstone card. I think Blizzard would definitely print this. And for balance, it gets a 2 because it can be balanced. Astral Lens Crafter. If this was drawn this turn, summon 2/0/2 mirror images with taunt. So this is an attempt at creating a card using the if this was drawn this turn mechanic, which is like a really common custom mechanic. It's a Magic the Gathering mechanic too. I feel like 2 mana is a bit too low for the mechanic to be interesting. Like you almost always play it when you can. So I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, I see. Oh wait, is this an official Hearthstone card? Oh, is this an old version of it? Okay, I thought this was like a Witchwood card or something. Yeah, I guess it fits pretty well actually. So I'm gonna give Astral Lens Crafter a 3 because I think we did well with the effect, but I don't like the condition that much. So for balance, it gets a 2 because it can be balanceable. It probably should have like 1 health or something like that. And for flavor, it also just gets a 1. Trick or Treat. Okay, I think the flavor gets a 2. I think the balance gets a 2 also because choosing the lowest cost spell. Okay, well, so for design, I think it's a 4. So I think that it kind of makes the Discover more interesting because, like, usually you want to choose something that has more value with Discover. So you would pick, like, a higher cost spell. So this, like, will allow you to heal, basically. So I think it augments the Discover in an interesting way. I don't know if it's obvious, but if there's a tie, then you will get the effect no matter what if you choose either of the cards that tie. So yeah, I think Trick or Treat is pretty cool. Okay, Hopscotch gets a 1 for flavor. Like, it's fine. This flavor will never make it into the game, but I think it's, like, it's fine as kind of a humorous custom card. Not that this card is necessarily humorous, but for design, I think it gets a 3. I don't think the 2-card combo mechanic is that interesting, but, like, I think it's fairly cute on here. And for balance, I'm not sure if this effect is very balanceable, and I think it just might be really strong. Though, to be fair, Rogue is not an amazing place right here, though they do have, like, Pogo, so I don't know, I'm going to give the balance a 1 because it's really hard to balance. I think making it 4 mana kind of ruins it, and no, we're not doing combo in here. Oh wow, Spotlight Spectre, I completely forgot we designed this card. I'm going to give it a 5, I think it's very, very cool. Has a lot of interesting applications. I think this is the... Like, you should be careful with neutral removal, but this is a really great example of it. Balance, I'll give it a 2, because I think you could just tweak his stats or cost if it's not balanced. And the flavor, I'm going to give it 1, even though I think it could be a 2 pretty easily. Like, coming back to this card, I kind of, like, don't get the flavor, but... Body Butcher, I'm going to give it a 5-star. I really think this is one of the best cards we've made on stream. For balance, I'm going to give it a 3, and for flavor, I'm going to give it a 2. I don't think there's much to say here. I think it's just a very cool effect. You can use it as kind of a response card to your opponent playing something big. You can use it kind of as a faceless rager. Like, you have a high health minion, and now you have, like, an enormous minion. I think it's very well balanced when you compare it to stuff like Faceless Manipulator or Faceless, what was it called? Faceless, the taunt one that copies the health or whatever, the for attack thingy from Whispers of the Old Gods. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Body Butcher. Mangy Mutineer. At the end of your turn, gain +1/+1 and attack your hero. For design, I'm going to give it a 4-star. I think it should be rare. Not sure why we chose Epic. I think that at the end of your turn, gain +1/+1 is pretty cool. Having him been on one of, like, the worst classic legendaries, I think it's time for this effect to come back. And I think this gives the opponent some fun in that they can let it live and just eat your face if you can manage a way to, like, stave it off. For balance, I'll give it a 2 because I think it's balanceable. Maybe reduce the health by 1, or maybe it's fine as is. Tough to say. For flavor, the flavor's that he's like a girl's strongest, you jewel smoking fool. That made me laugh. Well done. Well done, logo. For flavor, I'll give it a 1. It's like a... Oh gosh, I'm seeing this next card and I'm regretting having to review it. But the flavor is like he's mangy, so he's attacking your hero, I guess. Okay, last one for the day. Morning Wood. Okay, I think I regrettably have to give this flavor a 2 because it's just really funny with the art and the name. Ha, Dick Trant. Yeah, pretty much. And I think it's also, it also gets a 2-star for flavor because, like, if you choose +1 attack, +1 health, it's just a Treant, which makes sense because the art is like a Treant. So that's part of the reason why I'm also giving 2 flavor. For balance, I think it gets a 3. I think it's perfectly designed. 1 mana 3/1. Haven't seen it yet, but probably not that strong. 1 mana 1/3 proven to be pretty strong. 1 mana 2/2 proven to be pretty strong. So definitely a pretty strong card, but, like, not unfair. And feels like definitely something Token Druid would get access to for design. And for those reasons, I'll give it a 4-star design. We do have a 1 mana 3/1? Are you serious? Wartbringer? Oh. And yeah, and overloads for 2. Yeah, nice. Okay, so that'll be it for today. Thanks everyone for watching. I felt very rejuvenated today coming after a day break. So, I don't know, just taking a day break usually just improves the design the next day by a lot. So, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'll be back tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for all for watching. I'll see you guys.